So Jim Crow Joe Biden, it says, facing the potential loss of part of his political base, as a new poll indicated that a significant number of black voters want a different Democratic presidential nominee in 2024. So Biden has repeatedly said that he intends to run for a second term in 2024. Why? Inflation has just been reported as being 9.1%. Now, of course, he's 79 years old. He's the oldest president in U.S. history and will be 81 on election day in 2024. And say, but 64% of Democratic voters said they would prefer another candidate as the party's nominee, according to a New York Times Siena College poll conducted last week. Only 26% said the party should renominate Biden. And say among black voters, 43% said they think Biden should be the Democratic nominee in 2024. And the sign that Biden's political base is eroding is that 47% of black voters said they want a different Democratic presidential nominee in 2024. They say the desire for a new candidate to lead the Democrats was most popular among younger voters. 94% of those under 30 said they want a different nominee. Concerns about Biden's age ranked at the top of the list of the reasons that voters wanted Democrats to find an alternative nominee, with 33% of respondents expressing that concern also. Now, they said they also followed closely by dissatisfaction with Biden's job performance. 32% right now. They said another 12% said they would prefer someone new, while 10% said Biden was not progressive enough. I mean, wow, really? Okay. They said some also raised concerns about his ability to win in 2024 by 4%, and his mental acuity 3%. Now, Biden was given a 33% job approval rating in the poll, which was conducted among 849 registered voters between July 5 through the 7th. It said, but black voters did give Biden a higher rating, 62%, than voters of any other race or ethnicity. It said age group, it said or education level. This is why I don't understand. Everybody else say he's doing a horrible job, but 62% of black folks think he's doing the. See, let me tell y'all. I said this before. The majority of black folks, they just want to get treated just a little bit better on the plantation. Just because Biden is not on Twitter calling you names. You understand what I'm saying? You good with that. Inflation is high, gas prices is high. You don't care about that. That's fine with you, I guess, as long as nobody call you mean names. Because two things I noticed with black people in America that really just, I think, holding you back a lot is wanting to be liked or somebody liking you and your identity. Because I think after this many, 400, 500 years, and we still talking about identity, we still talking about that. You ain't figured out who you are yet. When you don't know who you are, you don't know where you're going. And that's the majority of your problem now. You don't know who you are, you don't know where you're going because of that reason. I know who I am. I learned that a long time ago who I was. And I walk in that. But because you don't know who you are and also where you're going is why you still worrying about somebody liking you. And because you don't value who you are as a people, you don't feel that they don't have to do a whole lot for you, or they can just do the minimum, while other groups get pissed off and demand something. Now, they say unsurprisingly, an overwhelming percentage of Republican voters, 89%, said they disapprove of Biden and their handling of his jobs. However, a majority of independents, 68%, also disapprove of the president's performance. Among Democrats, Biden's approval rating is relatively low, 70%, which could prove perilous. It says Biden seeks to turn out voters ahead of midterms in 2022 to regain control of Congress. He didn't do nothing with it when he had it. And say the poll found Biden narrowly ahead of Trump if the 2024 election were a rematch in the 2020 race, with 44% of voters choosing Biden compared to 41% going with Trump. And say among Democrats, 92% said they would side with Biden if he was up against Trump in 2024. So worries about the economy, inflation, and gun policies have many Americans pessimistic about the nation's future. As according to the poll, 77% of the respondents say the U.S. is moving in the wrong direction, with similar numbers saying the same in every age range and racial group and political parties. But just 13% of Americans say the nation is on the right track, which is the lowest figure in a long, long time. But this is the thing. For me, I don't see how you put Biden back in. I don't see that because we didn't have record inflation when Trump was in. Let's call it what it is. Gas prices wasn't where it's at when Trump was in. It wasn't like that. The stock market is very important to a lot of you when you don't think it is, because a lot of your 401ks that you have, see, companies move from pensions to 401ks. Pensions were better If you can get with a company that has a pension, get with them and stick with them, because your pension is not affected by the markets. Your 401k is affected by the markets. So you can have a bunch of money one day and the stock market bottoms out, then that bottoms out your retirement. That's really not a good way to be dependent on your retirement. You do better getting you an IRA. You do better doing that. Or Roth IRA. Even better. Do something on your own. But anyway, so I don't see how anybody vote him back in. It has nothing to do with his really age for me. It's just, no, he's not doing good. I mean, what do you want? I mean, right now it's 9.1% inflation. What do you want? 19.1% inflation? And this only happened in 2 years, folks. 2 since he's been in office. Hell no, we don't want that man back in office. Y'all crazy as hell if y'all want to vote for him. Please, I ain't voting for him, that's for sure. But yeah, let me know what y'all think, ladies and gentlemen, about this situation. Do you want Biden back in, or are you going to go out and vote for him? If it was Trump and Biden, who would you vote for? Or you would just sit it out? I'd like to know.